nerds, and welcome to The Gutter. My name is Steve-O. This is the 21st episode of the Gutter Nerds podcast. 21.
We can drink!
Did you say Bente Uno just because we're close to Texas?
21. We are inside of Texas.
How close do we need to be in Texas?
We are inside of Texas.
Oh yeah, we are so deep. We are so deep
By then I
inside
meant
Texas.
close to Mexico.
Joining me today, Chuck the Oppressor.
Wolverines!
Tyrant in the streets and in the sheets is Corporate Cal.
Ooh, I like that one. That was good.
Our topic today... Our very special
I'm sorry,
guest,
who are you?
Our very special guest
sitting on the couch?
is JB is done. He's done moving, so he's back. We did the whole goodbye show because he was going to be gone for a week.
And then we go for 2.
And here he is.
I'm paying a visit for 4th, and I figured I'd stop by and see you schmucks.
Right.
Our better bearded one is here.
The better bearded one. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Chuck's got the rockin' beard too.
He's got the sad beard going on.
Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by
put him in.
the worst accent in the world. Lose friends, colleagues, and loved ones in an instant.
That is an awful accent.
That
back
is
to
the
the show.
worst accent
Please.
I've ever
I was
heard.
inspired by last week's holy shit, what the fuck that when I was trying to call that soccer match.
Yeah, it was awful.
I wanted to let you guys know to prep your toast now. We have a toast that we do at the end of every podcast. We toast a person, topic, thing, something. We have our official Gutter Nerds glasses.
I'm actually drinking this time.
If you want to get an official Gutter Nerds glass for next week,
too.
just go to facebook.com/gutternerds. They're $15. I'll ship it to you. And you can toast along with us. But go grab your drink, go grab your glass right now.
I'm telling you, as soon as I saw your podcast last week, I ran, grabbed my glass. Alicia could tell you, I ran to the kitchen, grabbed my glass, grabbed my Fireball. I had that shit waiting for an hour.
You was running.
Fireball?
That's what I have.
And you didn't bring it?
Did you make a fire and ice?
No, I didn't bring Fireball. My car was packed on the way back up. You guys?
You always make space for the fireball. I'm gonna punch you in the dick, dude.
I will
aggressive.
make note of that for next time.
Hello, June.
By the way, I just had an amazing idea. Mix your fireball with your Tuwaka.
Or rum.
Two rock balls.
Be like
Or you just make a fire
like a
and ice.
vanilla cinnamon kind of a thing.
Or make a
Yes.
cinnamon mint.
Making a fire and ice requires him to go and buy Rumple Mints, and that is not a thing to do if you wish to respect yourself in the morning.
You can respect yourself in the morning. It's
Look,
just
the
you have
only
to drink
reason
enough.
I do the Song of
So you
Ice and
forget what you did,
Fire
so you keep
is so
your
that I can
respect.
walk around and go, "Hi, everybody,"
Our,
and let everybody know I have no shame.
Our topic today, and we'll get there in due time, but our topic today, since it has been asked, is we're talking about revolution in gaming, and what I mean specifically is basically the government's the bad guy, where you're toppling regimes, you're one against the many, the system in place must be brought down, that kind of thing. So
The Nintendo
think
revolution.
about that for now. I wanted to bring up first, though, did you guys see the GTA Online news this week?
I don't play that game, so no. Tell me.
No, I missed it.
Inform me.
Did you missed it? Okay. The code miners have, with the gun running update, found that code that hasn't been activated yet, hidden alien missions. Like alien invasion missions.
Okay,
How you feel about that?
so GTA 5 is just
June says this
chock
we're
a
playing
block
Assassin's Creed.
full of all kinds of tiny little Easter eggs, and a lot of those Easter eggs in 5 have to do with alien invasions and shit. Because the state of San Andreas is a state. Los Santos is the city inside it. It's supposed to be LA. But San Andreas is supposed to be this weird amalgam of California. Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico, which New Mexico includes Area 51 and also...
I thought that was... No, you're right.
Well, it's that Roswell maybe, and also
Roswell, New Mexico.
Los Alamos, which both of those locations are known for their alien stuff. So the first player campaign, you could do some searching for alien spaceship parts.
Right. That's right.
So the fact that you have to go and find all of this stuff pertaining to aliens, you remember when we had to go the Pacific Standard mission. There was one where we had to go find a dude who is holed up in a cabin in an island.
Oh, yeah.
You go in,
And he's up in his unders.
he's up in his unders, but more importantly...
Which is funny because we rescued him while we were in ours. Like our characters were
I
all
was
in...
certainly
we
wearing
were all
mine.
rocking the PJs.
And so when you go in, there's a cutscene, and the cutscene first starts off with an interior shot of the hut, and then there's the weird writing on the wall.
Interesting.
You never noticed that?
Is it Mount Chiliad, I think.
Also, in GTA, single-player campaign game, you can like activate cutscenes where you're flying around in a helicopter and see alien UFOs like flying over the mountains.
Sure.
Yeah,
I want to believe.
It's totally thematic.
He got it! He got it!
It's totally 100% thematic. It is in.
Cal, how did you miss GTA 5?
Because he was too busy playing LOL.
How did I miss it? Well, first off, you guys played for the Xbox 360. Or
But
Xbox
just in
One.
general, I
Whoa.
figured you would have picked it up and played it at all, like at some point. It seems like kind of a fun, it seems like
It's
just a
like
fun kind of game.
it's a lot of dedication to that game, I feel.
And
Not as
you,
much as-
no, I already. Let me cut you off there because I know where you're going.
I know where you're going to.
You can't dedicate to every game though. You have to choose one or two.
Exactly.
And so
He has made his choice.
he's made his choice.
I have made.
And you have
You've chosen poorly.
Definition of poor, but I didn't.
Here's your ceiling
It's
wax
just
seal
not-
game guy. Says the game.
Oh, we gotta see this!
But no, it's just. I don't know. I just don't have it. I don't have the system to play with you guys. And if I wanted
You've
to play
never
it,
had the urge to play it.
I mean, if I did, I'd want to play with you guys, but I don't have that power to play with you guys. So if the PC intertwined with it, then sure, but it does not.
Okay.
So,
Very interesting. So here's what Game Guy sent us. There's the ceiling wax.
Oh!
Actually,
That's the wax
I
seal.
should have just said next week was brought to you by Sealing Wax.
yes.
Whatever. That's funny.
We'll fix
just
it
put a-
next
It's
time.
good.
We'll fix it in post.
Murdered seal with blood on the wall.
It's good.
You know, there you go.
We're super appreciative.
I mean, we love seals. Pro seal.
That guy's
You
committed.
guys on it. Game's on his shit. So what you guys been playing? Anybody?
I have
Jump right
been playing, GTA when I can, and honestly, though, this last week, my goal has been to get as into following you guys on Twitch and catching up and keeping up with you guys.
I
So-
have been playing GTA 5 as well. Because apparently, I still don't want to call it official, but my Xbox One is actually working. I don't
My
want
Xbox work is
don't want to call it official.
Question mark?
All of the time you spent yesterday. Well, in the little time you spent yesterday, or not yesterday, but
and Saturday.
no problems,
No, none whatsoever.
not a hiccup.
Like Saturday night when the
in the
pain
spot?
pills finally knocked out my girlfriend, so that she could get a nice long rest like she needs. I was hanging out playing GTA 5. Guys, bunker slasher missions. Oh my god.
Oh, we have a new subscriber. Thank you, Princess Cuddlepants, for subscribing. She's our 14th subscriber, and I'll give her a shout out on the social meds, on the sock meds,
The social meat.
The social
Sock
medication.
meds, when we get up there. What have you been playing, Cal?
Two things I want to point out that you're in your own revolution for the day, okay? Because all of us are wearing shorts and you're revolting with your fucking pants.
That's 'cause he doesn't go outside of it.
That's a bunch of garbage. Okay. Number two, I've been playing League of Legends as well as PUBG. Of course, PlayerUnknown Battleground.
Get you any more chicken dinners?
I have gotten a couple more chicken dinners,
Hey!
and I've also been getting top 10 for most of the time.
Good.
And they've also added the new desk map, and they've added some new game physics.
Is that,
Have
game,
they-
is that game something you could suspect in the same way that like LoL and a few of these other games could like really be tournament based? Like
This game-
going back to your subject from last
PUBG
week.
already
Do-
has
do
Do you suspect this game would be something y'all could do like last week's topic?
Yeah.
Which
Fuck
is very,
Now,
very.
this game would be okay. So I like where you're going with this. It can be, I think, but it'd also be very, very hard and difficult because depending on where you land in the map, the loot spawns, which map you're getting. Because now there's it's not out yet, but there's a rain map, there's a dusk map because that affects your shadowing, affects everything that you get in the game. So yes, I could see it being tournament, but at the same
The
time,
map's the same.
it's
The
more
weather's
like
different.
yes.
Yeah.
So there's a bit more randomness,
There's more
which means
RNG factor. Yes.
somebody who's really, really, really good might just get murked at the beginning because of dumb luck.
absolutely.
I honestly would more appreciate that because it allows for more variety.
Well, the thing is like pretty much, like you are going to lose. It's sort of like when you play, and Chuck and I read a great article about the poker tournament. It's like the
I wish I could remember where I found it too.
it was, you found it on Steam, like it was linked in Steam
Oh, it's probably under
Battlegrounds.
It's under
and
the
poker.
battleground stuff.
channel, on
Yeah.
Steam, but there's only one winner.
Yep.
There's only one winner in a 100-person match. So statistically
like
speaking,
that, though.
you're going to lose.
I like that though because I think that gets rid of that gamer rage thing I was talking about. Like if you go in going to lose and you just hope to win, that makes the victory really good. But if you lose, you're like, I was bound to. Except for when you win, in which you're like, yes.
If you get one kill in that game, you're
is
fucking
amazing.
stoked. Even
Yo,
one
yeah,
kill,
yo.
you're like, yeah.
Like that.
Example today, I'm playing with a buddy of mine, and we're playing in an area where there's a ton of cargo crates everywhere. I'm like, I'm being hunted. I'm being chased, and I'm already like, no life. I'm like, I'm running in here. He runs out. Blammo, gets him with a shotgun. His other buddy comes out from around the corner after we finish killing him. He sees me again. I still don't have a weapon, and I have no life. And I'm like, he's chasing me!
Honestly?
And I run back through, and he kills him. And he gets 2 kills. We win as a team, and it's like a satisfying thing as a team to get that kills.
Now that I think about it, I should have been playing PUBG before we started doing the heists, because my experiences playing Battlegrounds has really shown me how, cover.
Like
Cover.
being what's
cover.
careful. And honestly, there was just one time. It's like, yes, in general, cover's a good idea, but there's really only one mission where it was like, if you use cover, I think we'll be fine. And it was, you refused to do it not out of revolt. I think you just
Not like
wanted
a
to prove to
revolution
yourself
or
that your way could work if you did it right.
With the Valkyrie?
No, the biker gangs when we were trying to get stealing the motorcycles out, and we were going
I
in
didn't
and
want
going
us to
in
go
and
through the
going
front
in and going
door.
in.
Oh, I always ran. I killed
none
the
of
two
us
guys
did.
at the front door, and then
Yeah,
I sat.
you did, because
No.
we
I was always going around the side with someone.
I guarded
Never
the
the
front
front
door. I
door.
killed the 2 front guys, and then I sat at the front door and I popped while Steven went in behind and we pincer
That's
attacked.
still going through the front door. When you
I
start,
never said I didn't.
When you get to the location, that starting point is way off to the side at that corner.
bagels.
They want you to hop the wall, go out, and then hop the wall again. That's why he says, don't let them know that you're there until you want them to know that you're there.
But what was the decision to not use cover? I was trying to attribute it to not just because you didn't wanna, or just because
I
we
thought
told
I
you to.
was.
But
At one point, I was a sniper, and I kept getting shot over and over and over again. You guys were taking less damage than I was. I was twice the distance, hiding behind the roof of a building and taking pot shots at people. And yet, for some reason, they just kept finding me.
well,
Just go in with the Karuma, of
I have an
course.
itchy foot.
Yeah,
and
and
it's crazy.
You know what? The
Razor's-
bulletproof Karuma
Perfect.
is the answer to everybody's problems in GTA 5.
it's true. We did the heist sort of the way they wanted us to. We didn't really venture too far outside the box on our first time through. Game Guy had a question for you, Cal. He says, "Did you get the video? Did you see the video I sent you?"
I don't think I've.
Hey, did you get that thing I sent you?
I don't remember. I probably got it. I probably saw it.
I don't remember.
I don't remember
probably
responding,
no.
but I've probably seen it. Maybe. Maybe. No guarantees, but it's there, and I'm gonna go home. But we do need to play.
That's the one
and
thing I love
I'm
about
a bad person.
Pineapple Express.
I'm usually in a party of 4.
Is that phrase?
So I'm sorry that I have to play with you, but I'll make sure I seen it.
You're absolutely right, Razor. No one with the Karuma, though.
Saint it. Saint.
I seen it.
It's a word from Texas.
He sent it to you on Steam. It was Dropbox links.
Oh no, I have not seen the Dropbox links. No, I have not. That helps.
Did the Swifty thing come up when Princess Cuddlepants?
It did not.
I did not see it.
Did you change to get Swifty?
Well, we have an alert. Sorry, it didn't go. But Princess Cuddlepants' name is down there at the bottom now.
Most recent sub.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Wonderful.
So I've been playing XCOM 2. I finished the DLC Assassin's Creed 3. I went back to Assassin's Creed 3 to play.
Important question.
You guys watched it? Yeah?
Am I dead yet?
Okay, well, there's not an easy
story.
answer to that question because this is
I died first. Okay, I want to hear your shit.
This is what happened. I started playing XCOM 2, and I just wiped immediately. And so I went back and was like, okay, let's start over. I learned a little bit more. I learned not to name characters until they've leveled up, basically. So
This recruit, I'm going to name Jonathan. No, no, Jonathan!
once they get a specialization, then I name them, and they're a little bit more leveled up, and so on and so forth. So at that point, I thought, okay, now I'm comfortable enough streaming because I've built everybody up and people can watch their characters. And then you guys on the stream just that whole night, every single person got wrecked.
Sarah, me, Robotical Nick, Calvin, Steven,
Game Guy, Chuck, June.
Chuck,
I made a character for you, June.
Shark.
And she ate it. Shark ate it.
Crazy Cat Lady.
And so I learned, okay, actually in XCOM, it's okay to fail the mission so long as your soldiers don't die. It's more important to keep them alive than to make the objective. So I need to not rush. I need to take my time, use Overwatch, and be careful.
That's a good lesson to learn. But the important lesson to learn in playing any XCOM game is this. Never name your fucking units. Ever. As soon as you name it, you get emotionally attached to it.
The problem with not naming them is that I don't remember what each one does in terms of their abilities. Like, I don't remember if this was the healing specialist or the combat specialist, or if this was the shadow ranger or the close combat ranger. And so by naming them, it's just more that to me. If they removed naming characters from XCOM, I probably wouldn't even play it. But then also I remember June was the reaction sniper. So June was long range and she would sort of counter whenever she was fired upon. Mm-hmm. And so, Calvin was the more like pistolier sniper where he'd be like medium range, cap dudes and then be able to use line of sight from other people's characters and stuff like that. Anyway, so that was my second try. Fucked that up. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to stream it. I'm just going to start my third playthrough, and now I'm going to be super fucking careful. I learned to be careful and use Overwatch and all that stuff. And I did, and then I game overed anyway because I wasn't doing the right building stuff in the base. And it doesn't really tell you what to build.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a quick...
The game's got a bit of a steep
first, you just need to get good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get good,
get good, and then I'll continue, okay?
To answer the questions, yes, we do keep track of the chat. We chime in every so often while we're watching. Some guy was asking the question earlier. I can't remember his name.
Game Guy?
No, it's a new name I hadn't seen before.
Was it Razor?
No. Gabriel Morrissey.
Okay, well, sorry if we missed chat. If we get caught up in something, then we get caught up in something.
Nightbot says Calvin sucks. Boosted animal.
Yes, thank you,
Right. Thanks, Nightbot. Yeah, I was talking about XCOM 2. How to face the phase when there's no game that makes you feel entertained.
Ooh.
Oh, well, let me finish my XCOM story, and that's a good question, because we will address that. So I started a fourth time, and I realized, okay, I need to make sure that I need to be able to spread across the globe, because you have to basically build comms and then connect to other parts of the world.
Satellites.
And by sitting in one place and building up, basically, it doesn't help you. You actually have to spread out so that you can get to things as they happen. And so you can build up enough. Granted, luckily, when you learn your lesson, you can get back to where you were pretty quick. Once you've learned how to do it, you go back up. But anyway, so XCOM 2, I'm on my fourth fucking playthrough. Fuck that game, but I love it. Gabriel Morrissey, fantastic question. There's no game that makes you feel entertained.
You're on my...
What do you think, Cal? What do you do when you got no game that's entertaining you?
Well, everybody goes through their ruts when it comes to games. You find a game that you're passionate about, then all of a sudden it goes down the hill. You don't like it anymore. It's rough. Well, I talk to my friends and I say, hey, what are you guys playing? And I'm going to try and get involved with it. Just like when it comes to League, there's times where I get bummed out because it's on a losing streak or whatever. I'm like, hey, what are you playing? Or somebody else tells me, we're playing this. We're going to get you the game. We're going to play with
That's
us.
good. Yeah, reach out to a friend, see what they're playing, and try something new.
Buy a new game and get a very... Go ahead. I was going to say, just get involved with your friends. Even if you're used to a single-player game like League of Legends is with your friends, but it also can be single, online. Find a friend to play with.
That's pretty much what happened to me. I hit a big rut when I stopped playing a whole lot of games. Even games I loved. I was like, Red Dead Redemption's on sale, I'm going to get it, da-da-da. And I played it for a few hours, and I was like, this was fun. And I remembered it being fun. But if I stopped playing it, I didn't care. But it was getting with you guys, getting some co-op action going on, and it could be the dumbest game in the world. GTA is a game I actually don't terribly always like, but I love playing with you guys.
Makes more fun playing with friends.
What do you do?
So I jump in with friends.
I have a rather extensive gaming library altogether. So
I think we all do.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I actually ran into this exact problem. And what happened was my 360 board. And I had no choice but to go back to my Super Nintendo and my NES. So I started playing Zelda 2. So what I did was I went back to games that I had been playing already.
On your projector? Is that what
This was before I had the projector, because this is before I moved out.
Right.
So, I was like, you know what? I can't play any of these anymore, and I haven't really had a whole lot of fun anyway. So I went back and played some games that I'd forgotten about, even though they were sitting in my library, where games are like, you know what? I haven't played this in a while. Let's plug it in and see what happens. And I had a fucking blast all over again. And then the 360 came back like 3 or 4 months later. I plugged it back in. I started playing the game. I was like, man, this feels just as good as it did when I first started playing it.
So yeah, I've got 3 suggestions.
1.
Go back to your roots. Play something that you loved as a kid.
Yes, absolutely.
There's some danger in that. There is some danger in that, and that you'll
don't-
realize it sucks.
Don't resort to mechanics.
But I think that can help with the overall problem, even if you go back and play something and realize it sucks.
Okay.
2, play a game genre that you hate.
Oh,
If
there's
nothing,
where the danger is.
If nothing, that's a danger. It's a risky one. But if nothing sounds good for me, I'll try out an RTS or something.
I like. Give your 3.
And my third one is to take a break from gaming. Period. For like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Not too long.
it's
Games
like,
are life.
it's like you're eating pizza every day for months and months on end, and eventually you get burnt out on pizza. Even after you found your favorite one, you try
Canadian bacon
new
pie,
stuff. You're like, you know what? Fuck pizza. I want like a hamburger now.
And Gabriel, my question to you as well, kind of going off some of the chat. June says, get a PC. Are you a PC gamer?
What do you game on?
Are you a PC gamer or you're a console gamer? And if so, which console? And that kind of matters too. What you're going for.
Also, we could just give you game suggestions in general if you have something.
Yeah,
And Game Guy hit it too. I start watching Twitch and YouTubers. I love watching speedruns of games I've played before. I love going onto like the speedrunners groups and watching those to get my fix for games again. Yeah. It's a big deal.
And June, I'm glad June got one of our old Angry Cuddle shirts. I sent her one of those and she got it. She snapped me herself like a picture of her wearing it, and it's awesome. Looks amazing. And also, she said the last time she saw me, I had eyebrows. I had them darkened back then, and it has faded. The thing is I'm supposed to go get my hair redone because this is faded as well.
What happened to your eyebrows?
They're there. Look, it's just invisible hair.
There's nothing
I agree.
It's invisible hair.
Getting a PC would be great. If I got a PC, I would definitely be playing with you guys, Game Guy and June. Someday.
Do you have $500?
Not exactly. I have a new house I'm paying for, and a lot of stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm being an adult.
You could build up to it though.
I have an allowance of money that I give myself every month, and if I save it up, I could someday buy a PC. Yes.
I could someday.
One day.
Our
will be.
PC. Our PC.
I was about to
I'm
start
there.
singing
I'm
some
with
Les
you, June.
Mis.
I'm with you.
Apropos of our
Console gamers revolt against the PC.
Revolution!
This is a short revolution.
I will take you down.
Can you hear
I'll
the
take all of
people
you
sing?
Calvin-
Singing the songs.
Calvin's not even torn between his friends and the PC, or she's just like, fuck you guys.
Every single time I hear Revolution, I think of the Law Resistance song from South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Yeah?
Because first of all, it's a well-written song.
Yes, it is.
It gives me the goosey bumps, but also it's hilarious.
And thank you, Gabe Guy. I agree. Being adult is stupid.
No, it's fantastic if you know what you're doing.
Well, yes, but the whole affording and dealing and living.
But now I own a house. That's cool.
You own like what, a third of the American dream now? No, you own 2/3 because you have your own vehicle.
No, he has 3. He watches baseball. Sometimes.
I own a car, as crappy as it is. I own a house. I'm married to a lovely lady.
That's not property.
I didn't say
Not
it was
anymore.
property.
You lumped it in with the other property, so I just wanted to make sure.
These are like adult goals of mine, and I was listening.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So it could have been anyone. She's just fulfilling a role that you needed filled.
Yes. Yes. Shut up. You can hear the
Just stop digging.
Here, let's put my mic on your wife, who happens to be right off camera.
Hey, Gabriel Morsley, thank you for the follow. We super
Thanks, buddy.
appreciate it. You rock, man. So, revolution. Revolutionaries. Revolutions.
Yes.
What's your favorite historical one?
Probably the one that we're celebrating tomorrow, brah.
Bruh. America.
Oh yeah, there's Cal's America shirt.
America.
Oh god.
Hey, well, come on. It's like, come on. Come on. It's 4th of July tomorrow.
It's 4th of July.
I get it.
I'm not a big history buff, so I don't sit here and be like, oh, my favorite revolution is
All right,
X, Y,
well,
Z.
let me get you
But,
started.
like,
Hang on 1 minute. You might want that.
Oh,
Your nips are falling off again?
my nips.
There goes the
Just
nips.
doesn't want it.
All right, so let me get you started. It's about mid 19th century,
But do it quick.
and
Speedrun it.
there is one shogun throughout the entirety of Japan, runs everything. But then this one guy named Meiji comes in and decides we are going to make Japan modern. And the shogunate says, no, fuck you, we're doing just fine where we are. So, anybody ever see the movie The Last Samurai? Because that's what that is. Okay. That was a revolt against an incoming government, but it is still considered a revolution.
Interesting.
Because that was like, you know, shooters versus samurai guys. It was cool.
We're from the United States, so obviously the American Revolution certainly is like meaningful, you know, what with us sitting here and all.
Quite meaningful.
But the I really, once I started playing, and believe it or not, it was Assassin's Creed Unity. After playing Assassin's Creed Unity with Jonathan and stuff, as I typically do with Assassin's Creed games, I will go back and research like the era around it and learn more about what's going on.
See where
and,
all
like,
the Easter eggs and the
the American Revolution wouldn't have happened were it not for the French Revolution.
Nope.
It just would have been, we'd just been slapped back to Britain or wherever.
Britain or wherever.
Wherever we, you know, wherever the people that shipped came from.
that would have been tea time, not a tea party.
No, but so I really enjoyed, I think my favorite revolution is the French Revolution because of the lasting impact on multiple revolutions after that.
I appreciate the French Revolution because this is one of the first times that we've seen a revolution based solely on
Is this the
hierarchical,
the let them eat cake revolution?
pretty much. Like this was one of the first times that we saw people truly
Let them eat cake.
rise up against a government that was not only actually militarily oppressive, but politically oppressive as well.
Nobody said the industrial. Interesting.
Well, most of the time
That led to pollution.
We're getting
on a massive scale.
Happy 4th of July to those of you that have already crossed the timeline. For those of you in the future, June.
And thanks for celebrating our holiday.
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for celebrating.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
I had a friend of mine who was
That's not sarcasm, right? You're not being sarcastic.
We should have gotten the people who worked on Saturday should have been off for Canada Day.
it was
I had a friend who went to England and went around and asked people, "Oh, do y'all have a 4th of July?" And they're like, "Yes." And they're like, "Oh, really? What do you do?" We fucking do what we normally do. We don't skip from the 3rd to the 5th, asshole. Yeah. And like, "Oh, but do you celebrate it?" "Oh, yes, because that's fun."
But also,
losing.
June is going to be 14 years old soon. Good job, June.
Yeah,
We're so happy for you. We're happy for you. So what
Don't
game?
buy her age for a second.
What game really felt like? So today we're focused mostly on the trope, on the story element, or the game mechanic of toppling systematically toppling the existing government. What game does a revolution take place in that you guys felt really sold it? You really cared. And I will start off with a comment from Evan, who's one of our subscribers. He was our second subscriber. Evan on Facebook says, "I think Red Faction 1 and 2 nailed this with revolutionary socialist miners rising up and fighting against their overlords, the Ultor Corporation. Even better was Red Faction Guerrilla, where you were busy setting up raids, ambushing, clandestinely blowing shit up."
Which is what revolution, that is what we envision.
Let me read
Right.
this.
Sorry, did you want to read it?
After you're done with it.
Oh, sure. Because the Earth Defense Force was ruining Mars and forced unpaid labor, it actually felt like you were fighting for a just cause, also the name of a game in which you're sort of whatever revolutionary.
A little bit, yeah.
Even if you and your compatriots are considered terrorists, which, again, a lot of, not all, but a lot of revolutions, should you fail, you were just terrorists.
Yeah.
Because you're just blowing up shit and killing people.
Also, hi, Latsur. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yes. Welcome, Latsur. Welcome. What's up? He's a lot of underlying themes applicable to the real world, and just a cool game overall. Mm-hmm. So,
Sounds like a game I need to get
feel,
into.
Did you feel that with Red Faction, first of all?
Okay.
Did you buy it like that? Oh, do you want to see it?
I had the same problem with Red Faction Guerrilla that I had with the Saboteur, which, with the open world sandbox thing and the ability to manipulate the map with the actions that you took.
Remember that Red Faction Guerrilla was the only one that was
could
open
actually-
world. The other ones were like corridor.
So was the Saboteur. But
Hey,
here's the thing.
Lazarus joined us in the gutter.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Latsur.
Do you remember the Saboteur? Do you guys remember the Saboteur?
Black and White, World War II.
French.
Kind of thing. Yeah, you were in Nazi-occupied France, and you were an Irishman.
I believe I watched somebody play it. I never played it myself, but I really got invested in watching that person. I think it was
probably the old.
I think it was my buddy Carl. I think I watched him play the Saboteur.
Joseph, our old artist for our webcomic, which you should go see the webcomic.
Yes, that guy too.
He got really big into it too.
Yep.
Like he actually finished
The Saboteur?
I think he 100%ed it too. But one of the things I had a problem with was after a while it just felt like I was doing the same things over and over again.
Yeah, and we're going to have a conversation about open world games before too long because I want to talk about that.
Okay.
I almost blame entirely Assassin's Creed 2, almost single-handedly.
I would blame it on AC1.
So what is one then? A revolutionary style game that you felt actually invested in toppling the fuckers?
It's not quite revolutionary style in that it takes place during one or you're a part of it. This is actually you kind of starting the revolution, one that has already famously existed for several years. The Star Wars, The Force Unleashed, where...
The Star Wars?
The Star Wars movie, the one where the Force gets unleashed.
Unleash it?
Yeah, that's my aunt's Filipino accent for you. No, but like I even don't consider it canon to the verse because you can't.
It's not.
You cannot consider any games.
After
I do headcanon it.
After Rogue One.
And thank you for sharing this, June. We do appreciate it.
After Rogue One, they officially knocked.
Well, the thing
Force
is,
Unleashed canon.
The Force Unleashed. I don't know about the Force Unleashed 2, but the Force Unleashed could theoretically still exist because the rebels existed in Rogue One already. Whereas The Force Unleashed led to the beginning of the Rebels. Now, again, I still don't consider it canon, but it was a fun, like, hey, who knows, what if? Look at you, starting the Rebels. Good job,
The
you.
only thing that I wanted Rogue One to do was not overwrite The Force Unleashed, and it managed to do that enough for me to be okay with its existence.
But the whole point is that, the Rebel Alliance has been around since the first Star Wars movie came out. And, like, people love it, and it's a good, solid rebellion, and just, you just eat it up. And for a game to be like, hey, guess what? You get to be the guy who did it.
You're sparking that shit.
Is pretty intense. It's pretty fun. And even though I actually don't care for the story, because at the time when they were like, hey, you started the rebellion, I was like, oh, fuck off. No, I didn't. But then after a while, I was like, okay, maybe I did.
I will see your Force Unleashed, and I will raise you.
Before we get to yours,
Yep.
I do want to know yours. Game Guy says Earth Defense Force, Earth Defense Force, Earth Defense Force.
He'll say that to anything.
Yeah, you could ask him what was like the best voice acting in a game.
What is your favorite soda?
the
Pepsi or Coke? Earth Defense Force!
And
Who discovered America? Earth Defense Force!
And I do want to point out what Gabriel Morrissey said, which is not exactly what we're talking about, but it's a good point, that Minecraft was a revolutionary game because it was a type of game that didn't exist before.
Yes.
So in terms of a game being revolutionary in concept like
now,
that.
that is
for
something
sure.
we
Yeah.
could probably
We could talk about those.
As much as I appreciate you doing that, I was going to say that at the very end. You kind of jumped the gun on me, man. You're killing me, Smalls.
Game Guy said rub Steven's baby butt face.
Oh, here we go.
And then
He's actually got some stubble.
and now there's actually a little battle between who has the better beard. Okay, so
Mortal Kombat.
All right, so
invested in the
continue.
revolution. Chuck.
I will see your Force Unleashed, and I will raise you.
You're not saying it right. The Force Unleashed. Get the Star Wars movie. The one with the farce.
Freedom Fighters. There.
Oh yeah, PS2.
PS2, Xbox era.
Yeah, that's an old game.
It was like the Russians have come and entirely taken over like late 90s, early 2000s New York. And then you are just some dude who is inadvertently the one that takes it all back. It is a squad-based Yes, where you start out literally on your own, and then after a while you start picking up more and more and more.
You like have a guy who's like, oh man, I want to be part of that. And
pretty much, and then it just keeps building up, and you know, you have people, you have moles, and you have traitors, and yada yada yada.
You were invested.
What's the name of this game?
You just thought of one?
Maybe.
Freedom Fighters. Sounds like I need
Chuck
to
can correct me
check
if
that
I'm
out.
right on my game.
What's
I'm
that?
thinking of after you finish your thought.
Well,
You were invested in like you personally wanted to overthrow the Russians.
Like, yeah, they sold that fight against the Russians better than either of the Homefront games to me. Because Homefront, it was supposed to be based off of Red Dawn. Homefront Revolution was written by the guys who wrote Red Dawn. They still didn't get it right compared to Freedom Fighters in my book. Especially considering how, spoiler alert, the final mission is you with the maximum amount of people in your squad, like constantly commanding people during the Battle of Liberty Island.
See, that's the thing that a lot of games don't do very well. A lot of games focus on you building up, like, the people and calling people to your aid. A lot of the BioWare games do that, and Dragon Age did it real well at the end where you call in, like, all the people that you managed to make friends with come fight the fucking dragon.
Ace Combat 5 did it amazingly, too.
A lot of games don't, though, so that's interesting.
Like, Ace Combat 5, it's just you and your 3 wingmates, and then all of a sudden, you're, like the big revolutionary song starts playing in everybody's IFR, and then you have like 5 or 6 other squadrons starting to fly in one at a time. Like, you thought you were going to do this on your own? You ain't taking my kills. And it just turns into this big battle of Katina from Star Fox 64.
A quick side note from the chat. No, I do not grow hair on my face. I have a picture of
It's
myself.
almost physically impossible.
You grow hair,
for him
you
to
don't grow beards.
He doesn't grow
I
hair
have a
here.
picture of myself. I will share it with you guys soon.
He doesn't grow it
Not today,
well.
but soon.
Like,
you
it's
know
like
what?
me.
This podcast is brought to you by erasers. Without them, I'd look hideous.
And Game Guy says, and I'm back on topic. Game Guy says Homefront's multiplayer was good from what he played of it, but Homefront 2 did horribly, financially speaking, which isn't the hallmark of a good or bad game. It's just that they're probably not going to make another
Both
one.
of the Homefront games just kind of end.
So what were you going to say?
I got 2.
Yeah.
So one, of course, what we kind of talked about earlier, Final Fantasy VII, of course.
For sure.
Avalanche.
You're Avalanche.
Cloud Strife,
You were self-proclaimed terrorists, though. Like, they don't consider themselves revolutionaries,
No,
right?
they are.
Yeah,
They're
terrorists
straight up bombing
Like,
shit.
The media calls them terrorists, and they do absolutely nothing to argue.
They're not trying to win people over.
And my secondary question, Chuck, you might be able to help me out with this one as well. Would you consider Final Fantasy Tactics
Yes.
revolutionary? Because you're actually trying to topple the government completely because of all the corruption that's been going on. There are so many traitors, backstabs, much crazy storyline in this game.
There's like Game of Thrones level of depth to the story.
Yes. So that is my coup de grace for PlayStation 1.
Coup de grace?
Coup de grace. My one to beat all.
Oh my god, I've never wanted to break your neck before, but now. My coup de grace. Oh my
I used to say it like that too when I was in like 3rd grade. It's like,
Right.
how do you say, oh, that's French?
Yeah, that in 3rd grade is when you learned that, like, oh shit, like I
This
can't
is a
just
foreign
can't
word.
follow it word for word. They're trying to fuck with me now.
Fucking French.
So in Tactics and in 7, you were personally invested. Not just like, oh, this is a cool game, I'm having fun with it, but like you were like,
Tactics,
I hate this fucking government.
Tactics, I was fucking. Final Fantasy Tactics, I am involved.
Okay.
Like, just you get attached to somebody, and then all of a sudden, like treachery happens, and they're like, "Oh wait, go fuck yourself."
Did you have an active distaste for the government, or was that just like, I'm that part you're just playing because
In that
they
game,
tell
you
they're bad?
get a distaste for like some of the people in the game. Like, you learn to hate characters because of what they do to you in the game.
Okay, so video game wise, what oppressive government just immediately hit your button?
Well, that's sort of what I'm getting at
Yeah.
with my question, is what really sunk in. And so mine, which is answering mine and your question specifically, is Half-Life 2. Because you start off with Half-Life 2,
God,
and there's a brilliant scene at the beginning where you're walking out, you have no weapons, and there's fucking people everywhere. There's monitors telling you where to go. It looks like shit.
Dr. Brain and his cute little...
The dude, the stormtrooper guy, he goes, pink, kink, kink, pick it up. And like he knocks the can over, and it does 2 things. It lets you know that you can manipulate
you the
objects in
physics
the
of the
world,
game.
the physics
And
of the
then
game.
you're a
He's like,
bitch.
pick it up, and then you pick it up and like throw it away. He's like, move on. If you don't, he'll beat the shit out of you.
I threw the cannon at him.
Yeah, there's actually an achievement for throwing the cannon at his fucking face. But that,
And does
like,
he kill you for it?
immediately,
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
immediately I was scared. Was wanting other people to come and join the fight, or and Gordon Freeman doesn't begin the fight in Half-Life 2. He joins an already existing resistance. But that one was the one that really sucked me in.
So let me feed you one then. Ogre Battle 64. For the first 30-40%, you are part, you just graduated from a military academy, and your first mission is to go help put down some rebels, right? So as you put down these rebels, it turns out that they're starting to amass, they're starting to organize, and they're starting to strategize. So you become part of this anti-revolutionary front. But as you keep leading these people on, and the more revolutionaries you fight, you start to question your loyalties and such, and then it is entirely.
There was a Final Fantasy where someone turned, they were part of the ruling class and then turned, right? Was it 6?
I mean that happens a lot.
I've never been in a single Final Fantasy in my life.
Celis
No, I suck at 'em.
does that.
You like turn-based?
Yeah, I mean,
You'd like tactics.
as well as anybody else.
Tactics also has a really, really in-depth job system that you can get lost in if you're not careful.
Yeah, you'd love 7 or tactics.
What system?
The original
PlayStation 1, they also have it on mobile.
And you can get it on mobile. You can get it for your phone.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Matter of fact, it probably work well on your mobile because it's turn-based.
yeah.
It's,
Do you have iPhone?
Isometric.
Yes.
You can actually buy it on iPhone.
Yeah, you can buy it on Android.
I'll look into it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so then, does anybody else have a different answer from what they felt really invested in the revolution in terms of Chuck's question, where you felt specifically antagonistic towards the government?
But I realized I didn't really feel so antagonistic about the government itself, although I'm not really a big fan of theocracies, and that's what that one was. But at the end, I realized there were both good guys and bad guys on both sides of this fight. The extremists, and that was why I was okay, I don't really like what I'm doing anymore.
The only game I've played where I'm putting down revolutionaries is Civilization, where I was playing India, and I had way too many people, and they're like, hey, we're getting uncomfortable here, we're about to revolt, and I'm like, you know what, fuck you guys. Y'all are slaves now. I'm putting you on elephants and charging you out to kill horses.
Do my bidding.
And they did.
Jesus Christ!
And I stopped a revolution by turning them into my military.
Just gravy, baby. Resident dictator.
What about you? Was there? Do you have an answer to Chuck's or was it the same as the games that you said earlier?
I'd
where
have
you
to
felt
say,
very invested?
I would have to say it's just fucking tactics.
Kill all the horses.
That game I put over 100 hours in that game, just because you just get so involved.
Yeah, it's a fun game, but think purely in terms of story. What oppressive governmental system of any kind in a video game that you have played just immediately enrage you as I don't care how hard this game is, fuck these guys.
Then I'm going to stick with tactics
Still? Yeah.
Tactics is still.
I'm gonna definitely take tax.
Fair answer, for sure.
Sure.
You dumb bastard!
Would you say
I said, yeah, definitely Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
And then Steven's like,
Final Fantasy Tic Tacs.
Final Fantasy Tic Tacs. Oh my god.
that's got to be a brand.
Hey,
That's gotta be a
marketing
brand.
scheme.
And Game Guy says that Chuck and I sound like the THX intro.
Oh, when you guys both did your same time. So something like Bioshock Infinite is a
Oh, that's
little
right. I forgot to say.
revolutionary,
Yeah, that's a good
right?
one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Take it all back. Bioshock.
No. I'm sticking with mine, but still, Bioshock Infinite. What a great game.
I never finished it. I got as far.
Oh Christ!
Oh Christ!
You went.
It was not my fault. I moved out of the house. It was
No. We're not coming down on you for not finishing it. We're saying that you got to the point where the game was going to mind fuck you, and then managed to avoid the mind fucking.
What happened is I got to the point where what's the name of the girl that you're escorting? Elizabeth. She realized that you're like you were hired to take her somewhere else, and you're on a blimp, and she's like, what the fuck? We were going to France, you jerk! And so she kicks you off. And then I was like, oh, that's a good spot to stop. And then I moved out of the house of the person whose Xbox 360 I was playing it on.
And you lost the game.
And I lost access to it and never played it again.
So what makes these revolutionary style games? What makes a good one? Is it the ambiance? Does it have to show you like how bad the government is, how bad conditions are?
Okay.
Or does it just trust that you as a gamer will want to be against the system or whatever?
For me, it's a two-bitter because you can have that oppressive system that you can just fight. Right? Like, you can get, like, really behind it. But if you don't like how the game plays, then you're not going to really get invested. It's like, fuck these guys, but I can't.
I see, life's going to be shit from now on because I want to play this game. Sorry, y'all.
I'm out.
So, here's my answer, and it's going to take just a small bit of explanation. First thing, playing Grand Theft Auto with you guys, right? You start off small, you rob some convenience stores, you build up money, and eventually you can, like, buy a house and live it, and then you can eventually invest to become the CEO of a company, and you're like, now I'm doing like some massive crime.
Yes.
And then you can get the motorcycle club and the bunker, like, and you're kind of empire building in that sense. I love that, where you've got the player agency of building yourself up. The thing about Revolution games is they get you an extra step of agency. It's like, I mean, most games you're invested in your character and you're seeing your character grow, but now you're seeing your character's growth affect like the story, affect the background.
With GTA 5, your character growth is just entirely it's just in and of itself.
Yeah.
But then you are doing these things for a major goal, and that is the overthrow of the current government.
Evil government.
And I really like that too.
And it just gives you that sense of like, if I'm not playing this game, who will? If not me, then who?
So you want
I'll join you.
You want a sense of building, of building something towards the goal.
Yeah, and especially in those revolution games, you get that. Like when you're building a small ragtag of group of guys who start to have this large impact of things, and then you overturn an entire government. You went from being one guy to an army.
Like, I wish... Homework lesson for you guys. After the show is done, here is your homework lesson. Go find it. It's Jesper Kidd. It's the same guy who did the music for Hitman 2. Go find the music for the battle at the Statue of Liberty from Freedom Fighters. And then as you're listening to this, imagine yourself walking over a frozen Hudson River, assaulting the Statue of Liberty, and prior to this, you've only been able to control like 5 or 6 dudes tops. But then at this battle, you go from 6 to like 15, and you're telling them all, take cover over there. You guys go over here, and like,
is this an RTS or is
no.
June,
this is a third-person shooter.
Ooh, delightful.
And you are telling people where to go.
Guy.
June says, don't fucking give me homework.
Don't tell me what to do, young lady.
Imagine yourself walking. Already lost me. I'm done.
I gotta walk. What about you, Cal? If you're gonna play a game that features revolution as a story element or trope, why did tactics do it so well for you? Was it a combination of things?
It was the combo of the play style. I liked the story alone, the way it drives you in the beginning, how it gives you this like humble background, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, like it gives you other parts of the story, and it's like, well, fuck you. Like, you have to now, you've been betrayed, you've been fucked, you've been thrown in the dirt, and you have to climb your way back to the top.
A personal story is something where you're personally invested in either the character or that character's personal interactions, as well as
the gameplay,
the overall. And ultimately, that's something that is supposed to work. Like that's something that can be very powerful, where someone who either doesn't want to get involved and ends up getting involved.
Right.
Having their personal life mirror either in congruency,
it's like the Han Solo character.
or having it reverse, where their relationships are sort of stand in for how the revolution is going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What I'm getting at is there's like a multi-level story that you can tell here, where like, is this person that you've loved your whole life actually more important than like freeing the thousands of people?
Right.
And having to make that personal, the one versus many decision and stuff like that. So I'm with you on that.
A good movie that demonstrates how I felt about Revolution games is the Dark Knight Rises. That scene where he's marching with the police versus Bane and the bad guys there. and that feeling of like you're the two heroes. You've got your hero and you've got the anti-hero or the bad guy Bane.
Oh, yeah,
and then the army's behind him, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
that
shit!
felt like StarCraft for a minute there,
yeah,
didn't it?
you feel like fucking like the
Dark Knight
scene where the
Rises?
300
Yep.
in the movie 300 where they're walking and it's just like ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. You're like, shit's going down. I'm gonna fucking kick ass.
I do want to take the opportunity, though, that I liked the Dark Knight Rises. My brother and I have this conversation all the time, where the end of the film, though, where they go to war in the street, seemed to sort of backhandedly undercut everything that the trilogy we thought had been building to, which was the first one, like Gotham is trash and Batman's got to do this by himself. The second one building from that being, and him having to prove to Joker that the people of Gotham are good and worth saving. Also doing that with Ra's al Ghul in the first film. So in the third film, it's really just the police and Batman. The people should have turned against Bane and joined them in the streets.
if, like,
that's
the
where
police-
Gotham becomes good and
If
redeems
Batman
itself.
was walking and the police were walking, and then the like from
And
the sides the
more
civilians
people,
came in.
That's a powerful ass image, and they just sort of shit all over it.
I always
Born
said
in
that.
darkness.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, so what games? Oh, for me, it's mostly the ambiance. I need to see the world around me being like really shitty, and that's part of the reason why Half-Life 2 got me. Is it got me involved? It affected my character directly.
That's a great game.
It's
a hard game.
I don't.
That game's hard as shit.
Yeah.
I want to see the world around me be shitty, but more importantly, I want to see how the efforts that I and my team are putting into are having an effect on the world around it.
That is
That's a
where
good point.
the game, The Division, won and lost me. In The Division, you're retaking New York from the various gangs that have had control over it. And you can see that in that your base of operations builds up to be like functional. You start seeing civilians in there and marching around and being able to be, but it's only the base of operations. In the real, and the outside
to
of
me,
New York,
the base of operations didn't ever look that dramatically different enough for me to
Oh, it totally did.
see an improvement. Like it didn't. It may have been something that sat really well with you. For me, I just like. I'm here for. I go in, I do my check-ins and upgrades, and then I leave.
But the downside was that it didn't have an effect in the outside world of New York. Like I'm like, okay, I took
No
over
matter
this
how
district.
good you did,
There are still those
it
bad guys
still
there, and you
sucked.
don't see more civilians walking around being like, oh my gosh, we can walk outside again.
Yeah.
I wish I'd seen that.
Mafia 3 did that really, really well. Because when you took a territory from somebody and then you put a particular person there,
I agree.
then like their effect, what kind of a person they were, the effect that they had on that territory, you could hear in the people around you.
But that's not a revolution game. That's a build-up empire game.
That is true. The Saboteur
Right.
does something kind of similar, where you said it was black and white. Areas that have been liberated from Nazi control are in color. So
That's cool.
when
So
you
he
walk
likes heavy
into
rain.
Nazi occupation, it goes from color to black and white.
I like that. I
I'm
like
jump
that a lot.
into chat here for a
Sure.
second.
What do we got?
Lotzer had a very good point. I like it when a game gives you the choice in terms of what quest you want to do and having that affect the game going forward.
Heavy rain.
Deus Ex does that.
XCOM. XCOM has both positive and negative effects to the choices because you have 2 or 3 alerts given to you at any given time. You can only answer one. And you've got to be real fucking careful which one you pick because the other 2 tank.
That's the same in Dragon Age,
Yeah.
as well as in Heavy Rain,
Yeah.
as well as in what's the other game I'm thinking of? There's another PlayStation game like that done by them.
Indigo Prophecy?
I didn't play that one, but I think so.
Not an Indigo Prophecy.
I don't think it is Indigo Proxy, but it's giving you a specific choice to where you have A or B, and outcome is going to be X, regardless, and it affects the entire game based on what's happening. But that's not really. I mean, that's a revolutionary style of gaming.
The closest I'll let you have that is in Heavy Rain,
I would
how
say
you had 4 playable characters, and at any point, any one of them could die, and that
Yes.
would affect how the story
the entire
unfolded from that.
storyline.
But what I'm talking about here is, like, with XCOM,
Where that your progress as a revolutionary
has
is
both
exhibited
positive
in the
and
world.
negative effects. Yeah,
Oh, and
it's-
have-
it does.
The things you fail to do really fail.
Okay.
Yes. But it's not just that. Like, if you have an alert in Germany, Sao Paulo, and one in Japan, you have to pick between the other ones. And then if you pick Japan, Europe goes down. Like, they trust you
It's
less.
like playing Risk.
It is
Yeah.
like playing Risk. You got to be really careful
And
where you.
Nanami has a good question about We Happy Few, and that is very much looks like a revolutionary style game.
Yep.
Because everybody is on basically the suppressants, and the one your character doesn't take theirs and starts to notice things around the world.
It's like that. What's that movie?
Equilibrium.
Yeah, you all
with
same
Gun
page.
Fu.
Yeah, Gung Fu. That's right.
Minus the gun fu, though, and plus a whole lot of bubbies.
Yeah.
Because they're
Bubbies.
I'm very much looking forward to We Happy
Yeah,
Few, by the
it
way. That
looks
looks great.
It looks.
I don't like We Happy Few because they creep me the fuck
does.
right out.
So is there a game that's fallen flat? I would say, the Division wasn't really a revolution game. It was sort of a war
I mean,
on
you're
the-
you're taking back an
it's
already
as
fully.
close to, but
It's not the best, but yes.
I think Just Cause 2, I thought was a fun ass, and 3, fun ass games. They're super fun. But, like, I don't give a shit. I'm told that the enemy is bad, and I kill them all, and that's about it.
An
Mercenaries 2.
interesting one, Borderlands 2, where you're taking back from what's his
a
name,
good
Handsome
one.
Jack.
Handsome Jack.
That's a good one. I like that.
And you kind of rebuild the home city a little bit, but there's no real feel to it whatsoever. Like it's just you versus an asshole. And the world still fucking sucks. Pandora just sucks.
Yeah, but your main
Hickory smoked butthole.
your main
Like it sucks.
your main draw.
That's an interesting descriptor.
Your character's
Thank
main
you.
drive in either of in any of the Borderlands games is not I need to save this world because it's a shithole.
It's-
I'm here for treasure.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
you are always there for money.
But
for
you
guns.
do get recruited by the Borderlands 1's characters to like jump in and save the world.
and we're supposed to give a shit.
It doesn't do a good job of making
Right,
you
this is
give a
why
shit.
it's fallen
That's
flat.
why I didn't like I mean, I guess the idea was that you're supposed to be the Han Solo, and you can choose to give a shit, or you can choose to not.
Okay,
And-
Mercenaries 2, you don't even have the option. The game keeps telling you, you need to give a shit about these people. You need to give a shit about these people because Venezuela is a shithole, which, by the way,
If they're going to
Venezuela
force you,
really
if
is
they're
a
going to
shithole.
force you
need
to
look
be the
into that.
hero, they need to be able to find a hook to invest you. If they don't force you to be the hero, then that's your own hook. You choosing to.
But they have to give you enough reason to choose as a player
Sure.
to be the revolutionary.
You have
Because
to do, and that's something that, like, what Calvin's point was earlier with tactics, is it takes your character and invests them personally, then it opens up into the rest of
Right.
sort of
It
the
does.
revolution and stuff.
Ogre Battle does that too. Ogre Battle 64.
I haven't played it.
So why do you think that this kind of thing, this may be an obvious question, and you guys, feel free to let me know if that's the case, but why does that appeal to us? Is it because it's just an easy thing to do, where it's just an easy setup? It's you and your character, and you're going to systematically do things, so it sort of lends itself to gaming really well? Do you think that it's the kind of thing that countries that came from revolutionary backgrounds, like America or like the United States or France, like, would that appeal to us specifically? Or how do you feel about
Almost
that?
every country has had some revolutions. So, like, it's just a part of human nature, human history, for the weak to overpower the strong when the strong are
mistreating,
abusing
yeah.
the power. It gives you more agency than just yourself. It's bigger than you. And for video games, they give you that the feel that you don't get in real life. Like Call of Duty lets you feel like a soldier without being a soldier. And so I get to be a revolutionary and fight for a big just cause that changes the world in this video game.
I'm going to push back on this thing is bigger than you thing, because the game, at the very least, it's supposed to try to make this thing look bigger than you, but at the same time, you're the one that's conducting this entire thing.
Well, it depends on the game.
Like, the cause in and of itself is supposed to be bigger than you, but you are the main cog in the revolution wheel. Like, without you, this whole machine falls apart.
So, Cal,
Sure.
First of all,
I
I have two questions for you.
Yes.
One, why are you so mad?
I'm not mad.
Why do you look so
I
mad?
don't know. I mean, why are you mad, bro? I'm just mad.
Second,
No.
if the story of the game,
I'm just mad.
if a game has that revolutionary story to it, like,
Right.
and like, say before you buy it, like, this revolution toppling the powers that be or whatever.
Right.
Is that something that appeals to you or not by itself, not knowing anything, like, just as a topic, a broad topic?
Debatable. It just I'd
just
have to
depends
see.
on all the other
I'd have
stuff.
to see the game.
Would it be
I'd have to see,
podcastable?
we could podcast. We could give me a game and sit me down and be like, give me a first 30 on it. Sure. We could test my appeal to
that'd be
games.
streamable.
I think because for me, the revolutionary aspect of gaming has become so, not the aspect of gaming, but the aspect of storytelling in gaming has been done so much and so shallowly that on its own, a revolution in game, to me, I go, ugh, I'd rather have a personal story. Like,
Or a little bit of both.
Yeah, both is great.
I'm
But
okay with both, 'cause I like
if
the
you
personal
focus
appeal,
too
'cause,
broad, though, I don't have the investment.
And like
To
you
me-
said, I'm sorry, go ahead. Okay, so a personal appeal to me, I mean, it gets me, it's like reading a good book, okay? You get involved in a book, and for example, I don't know if you all like the Harry Potter series, but when I got the Harry Potter
heard of
series,
Yo, that's a revolution. by the way.
I sat down, I read, and I couldn't stop reading the book. So when you get a game that gives you a really good storyline, when you're reading it and you're involved in it, and then you have the gameplay action to it, to me, like if there's a revolution involved into it, then sure, I'm going to be hooked into it, but give me the good storyline and then feature in good gameplay.
Good night, Noname. Sleep well. And yes, Calvin is as American as you get.
I'll say this: any game needs to be a good game. So.
For sure, yeah.
So which sounds so
Blanket statement.
it sounds so dumb, but like I have to start it with that because Steven, if you're like the Revolution game, I wish for a more personal game. Revolution in games can be very personal, where you're a small cog in a small cog in a big machine, big wheel, or you're a big cog in a big machine. Like it can be
I'm a great big cog in a big machine.
Being the oppressor, like having a game start that way, where you're like, I'm part of a government that treats its people well. I'm gonna go out and do a thing. Learning your government doesn't treat people well, having to make those the hard choices and decisions. Like that sounds interesting to me, and I know games have done it.
You're the
but I'm saying that
stormtrooper
yes, Finn's arc in 7. I love that. I love that arc. Being the startup guy, the farmer who's like, oh, I guess this is bad. They stealing my corn, and then having to go, worst accent ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steven's accents again.
Go.
how am I gonna raise my little chitlins?
June also kept hearing big cock. But that doesn't surprise me at all.
Steven's a small cock in a little machine.
And Chuck's
And a big
a big
henhouse.
cock and a
big heavy monster cock in the big
A
machine.
small cock and a big hen house.
Chuck, would you go retrieve the item?
The
Yes.
item.
Jonathan, we got you a little something as an actual going away gift. That's not the glass.
Okay.
The glass was a feint.
Okay.
As Chuck goes to get it, I'm going to need you to close your eyes and hold out your hands.
I've fallen for this before.
It's not going to be gross.
Here, I'll put my shirt
It's not
over your
gross
head.
or balls.
I really
or
don't
shit
need
or
that.
Put my shirt over
I
your
really
head.
don't need it.
Trust me! Shirt over your head.
Trust me!
Show your safe space.
Close your eyes.
I don't think you can do that in
Hand-
public.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Sit down.
I am. Oh, Calvin.
I'm saying,
If I
sit
smell
down.
Calvin's sweaty shirt above my head, I'm gonna kill someone.
Is going to put this in your hand. There you go. Open it. That's the power cord. Now, Chuck, you can swing around
Okay.
to your gaming PC that Game Guy built. A bunch of us pitched in on. Everybody sitting here. A couple others as well. Whitney and Sam. You've got a.
No fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, no fucking shit.
No
you
fucking
got
shit.
a 1050 Ti in there, which is going to play pretty much everything on medium or better. Anything
any game
that's
we've
out
been
right
talking
now.
about, PUBG.
It has a better processor. In it. It has a better processor than the computer I have right now.
Any game on Steam you can play right now.
I can touch it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yours.
It's yours,
yours, dog.
dude. Of course you can touch it.
You can
Stick your dick in it if you want.
No, don't do that.
Game Guy said he put OBS on it for you, so you should be able to stream if you want to stream.
Oh, by the way, yo. JB, it gets better.
Gets better.
OBS, right? Did you? I'm pretty sure you put Windows on it, right? If he's got Windows on it, which means you can stream your Xbox One stuff onto your computer through the Xbox app, through the Games app, and then you can use OBS to stream.
Oh,
through
right,
that.
right. Yeah, you don't even need a capture card as long as your internet connection is good enough. You should be able to stream through the computer without a
And
capture card. That's
the
right.
OBS and Twitch works better on the PC than it does on the Xbox
Hi,
One.
NC. Good
so
to
I
see
highly
you.
recommend you do that.
Good to see
God.
you. Yeah,
I thought it was funny you were talking about that earlier today.
that's a
too,
slick
huh?
ass.
Oh my God.
Got yourself a good
Guy.
good PC there.
I gotta drive down to Houston and just hug your freaking
No, you
face
have to
off.
drive farther than Houston, kid.
or wherever you are, wherever. Oh
He's
my
way
god,
down there.
Yeah.
it's so pretty.
It's cool. Twist to the side. See if you can get the innards.
The
there.
innards. Does it light up? Does it light up like mine does?
I don't think there's LED in there.
It'll still have some sort of light up, probably.
Oh my god.
But there you go, man.
There you go.
Oh my god.
We'll let JB go and play with that. But first, we have a toast.
We do have a
Gentlemen,
toast.
Game guy,
If you all,
thank you so much.
that. And
Oh
I'll
my
take-
God.
I have
I'll
to
take this one.
resume my position. Don't
So
worry.
these are our Gutter Nerds glasses. Like I said at the beginning, if you go to facebook.com/Gutter Nerds, actually I think I pull them back up there.
so
Which one is
pretty.
it? There it
It's
is.
so
It's
pretty.
that one. If you want to order one
gonna.
and do the toast with us, but there you go. At the end of every show, we toast something to someone. And tonight, if you guys are toasting, let us know what you're toasting with.
I gotta toast
This
two
is
people.
all
I have to toast two people now.
all Tuaca. This is our
All
citrus
Tuacas.
vanilla. We're all. This is the first time that we've all boozed at the same time.
Fourth of July. Got a party.
What was the first
So,
toast?
Give it a good sniff, guys, because
Chuck-
this shit is.
Chuck's girlfriend, who is sitting here and she's Dragonfly in the chat, has been super supportive of us and everything we do. She was involved in a car accident earlier this week, and she's here. She's alive, but it messed her up a bit. And so tonight's toast is to Crystal, to Dragonfly. We hope that you get better, and we hope that you feel better, and we hope that Chuck gets you a lot more ice cream.
Oh my
And if he
God.
doesn't, you have my
gotta pay
permission
for
to
ice
punch him
cream.
in the neck.
Right here. Cha-cha!
I'm gonna go with it's 4th of July. So first off, to friends and family who are here and who are far, by the way we remain together through gaming and through stream.
Yeah, that's
And having
nice.
fun together, either way, but we're gonna celebrate all day. Okay?
I'm gonna do a special toast to. I'm shaking here. To Game Guy, who is a champion, a king among men. Well done, and I'm so grateful. I'm going to get this set up as soon as I can.
Yeah, I'm glad you're telling that to the computer.
You
You and me are making sweet music.
I'm also going to be toasting just to all the revolutionaries out there. It is a far greater thing that you do than has ever been done. Drinks!
I half expected this to just shatter right the fuck.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Oh shit!
These are better
got the
glasses than
vanilla
I
in there.
Yes.
Dude, this shit is so good.
Guy is saying something about the motherboard.
Oh, he said that he had to reset the motherboard twice to get the cables correct.
Wow.
And you have to you supply your own mouse, keyboard, monitor, all that stuff.
Oh well, worst gift ever.
Oh my god.
I'm going to do it!
Son of a bitch! Fuck this stream! You pick it up and smash. What we should have
no,
done
I should
is
not.
we should have bought, like I should have bought a tower with fake components in it and brought it out, and it would ruin the surprise. But then we could make Game Guy think we just trashed the shit out of the PC, and he's sitting there going,
You know, I have like several plastic bags.
Like a broken one.
I have several
Well,
plastic
I mean,
bags
I
full
have
of just
to-
computer parts. We
I
could
have
just
to
give
learn
them
how
to-
to like work on a PC
can-
because like now I have one to start, and like if ever I want to like, fucking put some steroids in that shit, I gotta learn how to do that.
It's like here. It's like
Oh my
this,
God, yeah.
JB. It's like Legos for adults.
I know, I'm so excited. I love Legos.
If you like
Legos are
then-
Legos for adults.
Well, this is more like an advanced Lego.
You
Plug,
get-
play,
you get-
electronics, parts.
This is the gift that gives back.
Yeah.
It's the Legos that give back to you.
What? You mean we haven't been able to be... Have you ever not given back
The last-
from Legos?
I've loved Legos. Yeah. No, June, you and I are gonna play. Game Guy, you and I are gonna play. Calvin, I will play with you.
Actually, yeah, there we go.
Oh, we should get some.
PUBG.
So stoked.
We should get Squad and Battlegrounds.
Oh, yeah,
going.
now you
Holy
can
shit.
get PUBG.
That's gonna be sick.
Oh my god, and yes, I intend very much to start
Oh,
streaming.
also Payday 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
shit,
I,
yes.
I very much intend to start streaming.
Home until
But...
I know it's going to be a while. It's probably
It'll be a
take,
few days.
It's going to take a while to get this
I
properly.
will say this right now. There are shitloads of like movie references in Payday 2. Most of them are in the characters. Dibs on Bodhi. All right? I am the guy from Point Break. End of story.
John Wick's a character in Payday 2 also.
Yep.
Yep. Fair
Also,
enough.
So, the last thing that we do before we call it a night is we go to the can. The fan can is a list of random questions that people ask us. If you want to add a question to the can, we try to get to as much as we can in chat, but obviously sometimes we're on topic where we don't get a chance to. If you want to ask something, I draw it out of the can at the end of every episode. Tweet us at GutterNerds, #FanCan. Just ask us whatever you want. Today's question I have pulled, and it reads, group question.
Oh boy.
Who's your favorite new kid on the block?
I don't know the new kids on the block.
Well, then make up one. You have to answer. Who's your favorite new kid on the block?
Can I get an audience help? Anybody know the new kids on the block?
Joey McIntyre.
Our audience says Joey McIntyre.
We'll go Joey
Whatever that
McIntyre,
is.
whoever that is. Yep.
I'm going to say
And they are an American boy band. Oh, who fucking knew? Danny Wood.
the
sure.
blonde one. The blonde one.
Because his last name is
Wood?
Wood.
Okay.
And it reminds me of Oliver Wood from Harry Potter, and I thought he was kind of cool. And his first name is Danny, and my dad's name is Danny. Me and Danny Wood go way back. Like 5 fucking seconds.
Danny Woodhead?
Danny Woodhead is a piece of shit. He fucked me real good in a couple fantasy leagues.
You love Danny Woodhead.
And
So, I guess we need to learn about New Kids on the Block.
I'll give you one thing. Donnie Wahlberg.
I saw that. Donnie Wahlberg was in there.
That's right, yeah, they do that in there. Game guy says, shut up, Chuck, I'm not 30. Lol. Okay, so actually the final surprise this evening. Oh, next week we're going to be doing Gaming on a Budget. We're going to talk about some ways that if you can't afford $60 games at launch, other things you could do, how long to
Steal
wait.
it from your friends.
Apparently, all you have to do is befriend the best guy ever, Game
Guy.
Guy, and that's called gaming on a goddamn budget.
We just sit there next week in silence, and every 10, 15 seconds we go, be friends with Game Guy.
Be friends with
We
Game
just
Guy.
keep reading all the things that Game Guy says in the chat room. That's our show.
Oh my god!
So I need the viewers. I need the viewers to tell us. I have a dramatic reading here. It is topical.
Dibs!
I need the viewers to tell us who they want to do the dramatic reading. If you do the dramatic reading, you must read these words exactly. You can read it however you want, but you must not add anything or subtract anything
I'm very
from these
good
words.
at reading.
If you guys would like a specific person to do our dramatic reading this evening, then please let us know.
Wait,
Alicia. Shut up, Alicia.
Game Guy says Alicia.
Okay, guys. Oh, okay, I'll honor it if people want to
Lotzer
hear
says
it.
I want all of you to do it at the same time.
It's not going to work, Lotzer, but I appreciate
Can
the
we
thought.
pass it along? Are there paragraphs?
Oh, yeah, we could.
I don't know if that would work too well, though, because
Okay.
everybody would read part of it and kind of know ahead. If that.
Okay, no, it's going to be
June
okay.
says Alicia as well.
No.
You guys,
No, I think she joked. I think she probably won't get up on here.
do you want to do it?
I'll give you my mic.
No, Chuck, you're lying.
Chuck's silent. Okay, let me parse this out. 1, 3, 6, 9,
I can't count.
4.
It's not going to work out.
4 and 4. Okay, you're going to read between 3 and 4 lines.
Chuck's going to read the whole thing.
And
Hand
then-
to Chuck,
and then-
he's reading the whole
and
thing.
then-
Do him last.
Okay, then we'll do Chuck last.
Yeah, if you get him to him first, he'll read the whole fucking thing.
Okay, so it's going to go me, Calvin, Jonathan, Chuck.
Everybody knows you so.
Good morning. In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world, and you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
That word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom.
Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We are fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day the world declared in one voice.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. Yeah!
And then there's that one guy who's like, oh my god,
Who salutes real hard.
that nerdy
Yeah, I
like
love that
white guy who's like he's a janitor and he's like, I want here too.
Our next stream is probably going to be Thursday night. We have the 4th of July tomorrow. We have, I'm getting my hair did Wednesday.
Get that
Sarah's
hair
getting
did.
her hair did too,
You
I
need to
think.
get your ear.
Your brows did. Get your
Brows
brows did.
They may not let me out of the salon again without darkening.
I mean,
my
you could be like your XCOM character and have blue eyebrows as well.
Right, true. But Thursday night, about 8:30 or 9 p.m. Central Time, is my intention to stream again. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. All of our new subscribers and our most recent sub, Princess Cuddle Pants. Thank you, Princess Cuddle Pants.
Thank you.
And for our new
Don't worry, I'll
followers
thank
that we
her
got
later.
this evening, that counter should read 86. I don't know why it doesn't.
'Cause it
And I'm
hates you.
going to
At least
double
he
check
hasn't.
our notifications as well. I'm going to double check our notifications as well. But thank you for hanging out. Share us with someone. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Follow if you haven't yet.
We'll see.
You can also check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, where you can subscribe to us there as well. Our shop is on Facebook.
And soon we'll see JB on Steam.
Oh shit, yeah.
We'll have him on Steam soon so we can all play.
Oh man, I have to rush to the Steam sale.
That's why I needed your Steam login.
I just thought y'all were just setting me up.
You got till the 5th. You got 3 days.
I don't know because
You got 2 days.
what?
We're gonna stream Walking Dead.
We're gonna stream the shit out of a lot of stuff.
No, we can stream.
My name is Steven.
What?
Corporate Cal or Calvin or
I am Jonathan, guest starring.
I'm President Bill Pullman.
And we'll see you guys next time.